been a while since I did one of these. Thanks for tuning into this channel, guys. This is just me running my suck on my cell phone. That's what I should call the channel. Running my suck on my cell phone. Few things. Just things that are on my mind. Like, we got a week out into the new year. I mean, we're almost there. And 2024, for a lot of people, at least in my circle, was a shit show. We learned a lot of lessons. We went through a lot of things as a country, and shit's crazy. I mean, times are crazy. You guys obviously know about the majority of the things that I went through as an individual with the courts, criminal justice system, and then business. You know, trying to pick up the pieces is something that I've been trying to do since day one. I mean, I'm going into work right now with a lot of laid off employees that we unfortunately had to lay off because we had to downsize. I mean, we were purchasing so much cash, and economically, there's a whole bunch of societal woes that are affecting entrepreneurs and business across the board. I mean, it's just not my business, it's a whole bunch of business. But as somebody who refuses to quit, who thinks the mission of preparedness is important, I just got to readjust. I got to readjust, refocus, flank and maneuver. I mean, just continuing to move forward. So that's what I'm doing. In 2025, we'll be focused more on media, down selecting very specific high quality training experiences and courses, which are mostly experiences. It's not just like, you know, come and do the thing. It's an experience, breaking bread, building relationships. A lot of the values that I thought from the very beginning were important to implement in the company. But also, I think society-wise, there's a whole bunch of shit that's going on that's blowing my mind. I mean, blowing my mind. I saw a report, my buddy Sage sent me a news article where they're quoting me, and they quoted me right, but they misrepresented me in the title. They said I was a drone operator for DARPA. Never a drone operator for DARPA. I mean, I was a drone operator for the military, and I worked with DARPA on drone programs, which is part of what I did in the research and development, and then also the testing and evaluation phase to look at new technologies, including drone stuff. But I've been to a whole bunch of drone courses. I've flown a lot of the drones in the inventory. I think all of them in my time period. I've flown them all, and then have been all the courses. And for a period of time, I even trained people to fly drones. And it was a story about what I said about this drone story out of New Jersey. As I think that drone story out of New Jersey is a psyop, because it coincided with likely the CIA's overthrowing of Assad, which they've been trying to do since Obama. And successfully, for the first time, they got it done. And is it a coincidence that he escaped conveniently, again, emphasizing that, to Russia? It's not a coincidence. I mean, his wife supposedly is, Assad's wife supposedly is divorcing him now and seeking refuge in the United Kingdom. So that entire campaign of propagating this story that didn't have really any evidence. I mean, all the videos I saw, I'm like, that's an airplane. And if you were like a journalist who was serious about journalism, you would look at that video and go, well, that's an airplane. But you could hear the airplane. That's an airplane. We're not going to do this story, but everybody ran with it across all the networks, legacy media corporate networks. And my question is, you know, the question I had was, well, it's the media. I don't trust the media. And so I'm not going to buy into this idea that somehow there's this mystery drone issue in New Jersey. I mean, every video that I saw was just an airplane or something that could be maybe a drone, but it was a commercial drone, because they're showing drones with like commercial lights on it. It's like, yeah, that's a drone. Welcome to America. Drones aren't illegal. You You could go to Best Buy and buy one from DJI right now. It's like, that's nothing new. And then even the stories where they're like, that drone's the size of an SUV, that was just people saying it out loud, but it's nearly impossible with depth perception to know how big something is flying in the sky. And there's even stories of people requesting to shoot down drones or trying to figure out ways to shoot down drones, and they turned out to be, via the FFA tracking of the aircraft, medical transport helicopters. Like helicopters that are being used to transport critically injured patients. Even the spouse of one of the pilots was like, that's a medical helicopter, don't shoot it down. It's like mass hysteria. All the while the CIA was overthrowing Assad, putting in, and I think they put him in for sure, putting in part of Baghdadi's crew of jihadists, now considered Islamic moderates, to rule Syria. And so how do I know that they're moderates, and how do I know they're on the side of Americans? Specifically, likely the CIA. Well, did you see the news story where they found an American held captive? If you didn't, go look for it. You'll find it. And what's interesting about that entire story is there's news reporters all over Syria, which couldn't step foot a while back because of the presence of ISIS and jihadists. Well, now these moderates are cooperating, allowing the free press and media in, and stating essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, they want to start an Islamic ruled country that's not as extreme, despite the head of that organization coming from Al-Qaeda. And in fact, being organized from an Al-Qaeda affiliate. So they wind up finding this American, and then they bring him back and facilitate his release back into American hands. And this is taking place all the while we're talking about drones. So do I think there's actually drones? Yeah, for sure. But do I think that the media collaborates in conjunction with the U.S. government to PSYOP campaign Americans? For sure they do. I mean, they've been doing it since the beginning of time, at least the beginning of the intel services that have existed in this country. Another thing I find interesting is this story with this Luigi kid that kills this United Health CEO. I myself, like right now, I'm going through issues with claims. I just got a bill from a neuro clinic that I went to get surgery with a botched surgery. I mean, admittingly, the surgeon who did the same surgery initially, the second time around when he fixed the errors, admitted to me that there was blood clots and bone fragments. And then I went to another neurosurgeon and who said that's not supposed to happen, and that's likely an error on his part. And then he told me I wasn't even supposed to have the surgery in the first place based off my initial MRI. So I have to pay a whole bunch of bills despite me having 100% service-connected disability through Veteran Affairs, and they're pumping me the bills. Again, because they're potentially, I thought I had the best health insurance to work. Apparently not, because I got a bill for thousands of dollars from this medical bill for my back surgery. Well, we all know the healthcare system is completely broken. You could be an illegal immigrant from Guatemala and be criminally charged with a crime. Walk into an ER and there's actually legislation and laws that protect you from being denied healthcare. And in fact, you'll get free healthcare. If you're a woman who has a miscarriage and you don't have healthcare or health insurance, and you walk in the same circumstances as an American citizen or a homeless veteran, you won't get that luxury. You'll get a bill in the mail. I don't know how you do that when you're homeless, but that's what's going to happen. So again, our system is completely and utterly broke. On top of a broken justice system, the DOJ, the FBI, the government's not doing really well. Let's be honest. They're not doing very well. So this kid assassinates the United Healthcare CEO. It's called an assassination. It's a killing. One person taking whatever motivations or incentives he has personally and then committing a crime. a violent crime. He shoots this dude like in the morning time. Nobody deserves that. So he does this, and this becomes a national headline story. And before you know it, every national, federal, and state resource across the United States is leveraged and utilized, including technology, like technical advancements, to be able to track this dude, find his DNA, that water bottle they found, the manifesto on his person in McDonald's, his face identification. Like, I've never seen, you like watch that show, The First 48. Like, those guys are just like going around questioning people. I've never seen so much resource being utilized to go after somebody than in this particular case. Did you guys see the perp walk of this guy being walked by? I mean, like I just heard a Joe Rogan podcast with Duncan Trussell, where it's like, dude, they were perp walking this dude with like SEAL Team 6. I mean, they had dudes in full kit, full helmets, M4s present, and it looked like a Batman like outtake. Like, it looked like a Batman movie. Like, why so many resources? And what message are you sending in this kind of circumstance? So you're a guy who gets killed in downtown Chicago, in the neighborhood of Austin, which is a real crime-ridden place, and it doesn't make local news. You're a statistic. They never catch the killer the majority of the time. But if you're a CEO of a healthcare system, you get every resource to bear. Which, again, it's like, that's the status of our country right now. We are living in a Batman movie. It's insane to me. I just wanted to talk about those things as I arrive here to work, because a lot of this stuff that I'm seeing in the news is insane. And it's not the end. You know, I talk about this on my Patreon channel with my my members about like the status of our country and the issues that we're bound to run into with this aggressive posture of mass deportation, which I agree with, but also designating Mexican cartels terrorist organizations. Like, we're about to have a really live, interesting 2025. I know what my focus is going to be. It's going to be my business, my family, my own individual health and wellness, because there's a lot of things I can impact, and most things outside of myself and my house and in my business I cannot. And so my focus is not going to be this year on things that I can impact, but more so on the things that I can. And I hope you take that same approach. It's why I got a hot sauna. It's why I'm doing cold plunge. It's why I'm doing a 50 miler later this year. It's why I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff to take care of myself so I can take care of others. Guys, I just wanted to rant and figured you'd be interested in that, because some of you guys watch this channel. What is it? What did I say it was? Mike talking out his ass on a cell phone? Something like that. Later, guys.